This video is not financial advice. I know my voice does not sound nice. Where's my man? Here he is. The one, the only ape father in the house. My wife made me hot chicken soup, baby. I don't know, it's just one of those days. I don't know, something happened to my throat. I don't know. What was that, like laryngitis or something? It's like I having difficulty speaking. Change of weather. What are you going to do? What are you going to do, Lou Bamboo? Okay. I wanted to talk about, I sound terrible. I wanted to talk about Will Smith, all right? And if he should have been the better man. Because they're actually threatening to take his Oscar away. All right. So a lot of people feel what Will Smith did was wrong. You know, he's promoting violence. I know Denzel had a personal one-on-one conversation with him. That's between them. Okay. I don't know what they said. But a lot of people feel what Will Smith promoted violence. It was something that was uncalled for. It was something unnecessary. And even Will Smith's wife came out saying it's part of the business. You know, we're dealing with a lot of things, but this is to be expected. We're all entertainers. So basically implying almost that Will should have took it, you know, on the chin, right? Okay. The question that I have is how far can people go, okay, where an entertainer doesn't have the right to defend his loved one or defend his friend? So, like, see, that's the question we should ask. You know what I mean? Like, so let's say I'm in the airport. Let's say I'm a star, the ape father. Right now, I sound like I'm a friggin', I don't know. I sound like I got a hoarse throat. I sound terrible, to be honest. I can't wait for this to go away. But anyway, let's say I'm a star. All right. I'm in the airport, whatever. Coming back, let's say I'm coming back from LA. I'm with my family, I'm with my kids, I'm with my wife. And let's say somebody says, hey, look, there's the ape father and his wildebeest wife. Okay. Now, you all know my wife is battling, you know, very serious medical condition, right? Okay. So do I have the right, like, to knock that guy out? I don't know. What's your opinion, right? Do I have the right to defend her? Let's say if you said, like, so, like, the question is, how far can a person go until I have the right to react? Let's say he says something very terrible. Say, hey, father, I like to take your wife's, you know, butt, you know what I mean, and do something with it. Or if I want, like, I'll give you an example, right? There was this episode of The Sopranos. You ever see it with Coco? So there was an episode where, you know, Tony Soprano's daughter, Meta, was with her boyfriend. They were in Little Italy, right? Sitting down having a little bit of a cappuccino, a little cannoli, whatever. So the guy Coco goes up to the daughter and he says, hey, you got a little cream on your face. He says, I'll be happy to add to it. Now, you understand what I'm talking about. I don't have to get specific, right? Do I have to get specific? So Coco said to Tony, and first of all, he confirmed it. He goes, are you Tony Soprano's daughter? She goes, yes. Hey, what a small world it is. So he knows it's Tony Soprano's daughter. So he says, you got cream on your mouth. He says, I'd be very happy to add to it. Then the guy says, is there a problem? He goes, not yet. Coco says, would you like one? So Tony's way of reacting was he went to the club. Oh, I think it was a restaurant they were in, where Coco was in. He punched him, you know, knocked him out, took his head, opened his mouth where he got the teeth, put his teeth on the toilet bowl, and then smashed his foot on his head and knocked all his teeth out. So now you might say, well, maybe that was a little excessive, right? Right? Okay. Will Smith didn't do nothing like that. Will Smith just gave Chris Rock a slap in the face. Okay. So there's a big difference, right, between knocking a guy's teeth out of his mouth and giving a slap. I think that what Will Smith did was good because comedians need to understand, and everyone in the world of entertainment needs to understand, that family is off limits. Don't mess with people's, especially when there's medical conditions involved. You understand? His wife has a medical condition. I understand all of this. They have an open marriage, but what does that mean? Like, I remember one time I saw this interview, right, with Larry Flint of Penthouse. This was before he was in the wheelchair. You understand? Before he got shot, and he was saying how they had an open marriage, him and his wife. You know, she was also bisexual. She was having, sex with many women, many men. He was having sex with a tremendous amount of women. I think like friggin' 10 women a day, besides his wife. But at the end of the day, he looked at his wife as number one, meaning the one that really holds, the biggest place in his heart. So it's like, even though he had an open marriage, if someone would insult her, like, it actually happened. You want to hear? Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it happened. It turned out that Larry Flint's wife contracted the AIDS virus, and no one in Penthouse wanted to shake her hand. So he goes on to the loudspeaker. Remember the intercom? He goes, "I want everybody in the boardroom." He told his brother. Okay, he goes, "Okay." He goes, "Are you all there?" He goes, "You're all fired." Remember? He goes, and he's like, "I gotta go now." Now, granted, at the time he did this, he was in a mental institution. Okay. But regardless, he was defending his wife because no one wanted to shake her hand. What was it? Ophelia, I think it was her name. Ophelia. Ophelia, baby. They weren't feeling it. They weren't touching her hand. So the thing is, when Larry Flynn got out of the mental institution, he went back to the Hustler headquarters. Oh, and you bet your ass that everybody shook her hand in front of Larry. They were like, "Oh, how are you feeling? I feel you. God bless you." Right? Okay. So that's it. That's my opinion. How far can people go without someone reacting? What's your thoughts? AMC to Pluto.